for the consumer.
Power to the people. Oh my Grenada.
In a liberalized economy, everybody wins. Liberalization is about the people of Grenada. Fair competition, fair prices, power to the people.
This cause we pursue puts people at the center. This is a campaign to lift people up, a journey to empower everyone. Our sights are not set too high.
To crumble and to the floor their spears will fall. I've been made and sealed with love, but time to battle, I'll find them all. I felt the whips and remember chains, but my sword has been forged by my father's flames. Fight your fears and heal your pain, and victory will be in your name.
I used to be weak, but I'm not weak no more. I found the strength of my ancestors deep down in my African core. I used to be frightened, I'm not afraid no more. The Father blessed me with the heart of a lion and a warrior soul. So no weapon that form against I shall not prevail, and no man that rise against I, that war they shall never win, 'cause I will conquer.
Yes, indeed. A good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petty Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'm here with you until the 12 o'clock hour. It's now 15 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock. It's been a rough weekend, yeah.
Tell them no retreat, no surrender. I shall fight till the end of years.
Devon is not yet in studio. Should be in with us anytime from now.
Fire burn all Satan carrier. Father loose all shackles and
so I'm flying solo this morning. Yeah, me alone in the studio this morning.
to the brain. Don't let your courage go down. Keep it up. And if your heart rip up and stitch it up, don't let your faith them fall. Pick it up. When my cup was empty, God fill it up. Don't take the devil contract. Rip it up. And if your bad mind people to go meet it up, pass me the Congo jam and let me beat it up. God on my side, me no give it up.
No weapon that form against I.
Hope that you had a fabulous weekend and that everything went your way, or at least the right way. Sometimes your way is not necessarily the right way, you know, and you find out that your way was the wrong way, the other person's way was the right way, and then you end up enjoying the other person's way, yeah? So that at least things went the right way, yeah?
No, I will conquer. Rise up and conquer.
Yeah, this one, 2018 by Mr. Killer. Yeah, I think I like this one, you know. Yeah, I think I'm going to pull this one straight from the top again, yeah?
Walls are bound to crumble and to the floor their spears will fall. I've been made and sealed with love, but time to battle, I'll find them all. I felt the whips and remember chains, but my sword has been forged by my father's flames. Fight your fears and heal your pain, and victory will be in your name.
I used to be weak, but I'm not weak no more. I found the strength of my ancestors deep down in my African core. I used to be frightened, I'm not afraid no more. The Father blessed me with the heart of a lion and a warrior soul. So no weapon that form against I.
Yes, indeed. Good morning to all the warriors out there. Whether you're a spiritual warrior, an economic warrior. Good morning to all the mothers of the nation. Yeah, they're warriors for their children, yeah? Men of the nation, warriors for their children and their families.
Tell them no retreat, no surrender. I shall fight till the end of years. I was born as a Makai warrior, and the Almighty God my blade. Fire burn all Satan carrier. Father loose all shackles and chain. This morning first thing as I wake up, King David turn Sam to the brain. Don't let your courage go down, keep it up. And if your heart rip up and stitch it up, don't let your faith them fall, pick it up. When my cup was empty, God fill it up. Don't take the devil contract, rip it up. And if your bad mind people, you go meet it up. Pass me the Congo, Jama, let me beat it up. God on my side, me no give it up. No weapon that form against us shall not prevail. And no man that rise against us, that war they shall never win. 'Cause I will.
Yes, quite a few activities over the weekend. You know, Ecstatic 3, it took place on Friday night. Wow. Let me say a very special good morning to the men and women of the Royal Grenada Police Force. All departments, all divisions, yeah, all ranks, yeah.
King David turn Sam to the brain. Don't let your courage go down, keep it up. And if your heart rip up and stitch it up, don't let your faith them fall, pick it up. When my cup was empty, God fill it up. Don't take the devil.
Also, I think all of you were winners, believe me. I know that the audience, I was sitting there in the audience, I was moving around, and I could hear everyone. They were extremely pleased by the performance of each and every one of you that took the stage on Friday night into Saturday morning.
Rise up and conquer, conquer this. Thank you, Father. I want to say thank you, Lord. You are everything, Father. Thank you. Father, you alone shall guide me. No man shall lead my path. In the wind I hear your quiet whispers, and you heal my broken heart. Even some of my friends turn enemies, and they pray for right to feel. And remember, you gave us your only begotten son, but we gave him the wind of life. Send down your warriors with the hello. They carry down to the end of days. No matter how the devil try trick me, unto you my soul I will give. Father, I know this time.
Saying special good morning to all of you on the line. Squaddy, morning. Hey, Denise, and I'm seeing Betty. Neil, morning. And Sheldon, I'm seeing Dexter, Cynthia, Stedlin, Diane, Augustine. Come on, yeah, Jillian. Good morning, man. You all folks, remember to like and share the live. Like and share the live. Certain category of people will not like something I'm going to say today.
Come on, let's conquer. No, I will conquer. Rise up and conquer. Conquer them. I am a man. I am a champion. I am a warrior. So who are you to tell me that I cannot make? Who are you to tell me that I am not the greatest thing that God ever created?
Yes, Valine Ned for the year 2018. I was kind of waiting on Devon. You know. I'm not too sure how close he is. Good morning to you, Campeche International. Original sounds, you know. Want to hear groundation and foundation? Link up the eye. Not this eye, that eye. Yes, eye. Original foundation music, you know. Campeche International, man. 89.5 CRFM. We're also live on 97.5 FM. Yeah, all loyal stations, yeah. Folks, the carnival is coming up, and if you want to advertise with the right place, yeah, because you know that the stations that bring Hard Talk are the number one. So if you have to link up, you have to link up 97.5. Call them. Watch. Call 97.5 440-9616. That's 440-9616. Call them there. Place an ad or two. Carnival coming up and so. Yeah, GT has a wonderful program in the morning. You won't get some ads in between there. Believe me, large listenership. Locally, regionally, and internationally. Huh? Yeah, link up Campeche 4404848. Yeah, just link up with Campeche. You won't get some nice ads and that kind of thing. Having your little activities coming up. You're having sales coming up. They're going to have advertising packages just for you. So link them up. Yeah, Sister Isles, whose number I cannot remember off the top of my head. Sister Isles in Carriacou. Yeah, you have to advertise at the Carriacou market. There are literally hundreds of thousands of people that come down from Carriacou for the carnival season. Some even come down for the quarterfinals and so to support different artists and different things like that. Maybe they're looking for places to stay, vehicles to use and different things. So yeah, you have to advertise in Carriacou too. Check Sister Isle FM. And those of you in Brooklyn, you have to link up Wade, yeah? Definitely, you have to link up Wade because you know Wade is the guy that has the listenership up there in New York, eh? Yeah, that certain man, they try the best during the campaign time where they want to put on a certain party program. What kind of thing they try? They find people should not have been hearing Sheldon Scott on that station. They try the very best. Say they didn't like the fact that Devon Romain was putting out some information there. They wanted to be able to counteract it with lies. So they tried to get on. Tell them stay there and fight up. So you can link up with Wade, especially if you're in the US and you're offering services to Grenadians either at home or in the US. Yeah, link up with Noise Radio. He's online, huh? So whether it's City Sound, CRFM, Sister Isle FM, or our good friend out there, Noise Radio, We Vibes Radio in Brooklyn, they've got advertising packages to suit your pocket. Yeah, their type of advertising doesn't empty your pocket. Their type of advertising does fill your pocket. So don't worry about going by them and then you're leaving with your pocket empty. No. They go leave a little something in there and it go add something inside it. So check them out. Nice. Good morning to you, Karen, down there at City Sound. If you're calling down there, you could ask for Django, you could ask for Karen. You're calling 4404848 CRFM, you could ask for Campeche. If you ain't get him now, call him later. He's a man, sometimes he there, sometimes he going to handle some scenes. So if you ain't get him, just call back. I'll get the number for the other two for you before the end of the day today. Yes, so the cricket competition, the new national party was extremely busy over the weekend. Yeah, unlike other organizations. So anyway, let me deal with reorganization. Nice. Right. The new national party was extremely busy over the weekend. Had the cricket competition would have taken place on this weekend, on Saturday. And in Zone 1, where you had South St. George coming up against the town of St. George that was hosted at the Tantine playing field. The winner was South St. George. I wonder why certain people ain't bringing them scores to me. They only give me the thing that tell me who win. They ain't give me them score. I want to know them score. I want to know who high score, all kind of thing. Yeah. Anyway, St. George Northwest against St. George Southeast. That was hosted at the Monjaloo playing field. The winner, yeah, St. George Northwest. Yeah, the Prime Minister team. Yeah, they mean they ain't getting nobody else a trophy that had the man name on it. All right, so St. George Northwest versus St. George Southeast. That took place at the Monjaloo playing field. The winner, St. George Northwest. In Zone 2, St. Andrew Northeast versus St. David. That was at the Simon playing field. The winner of that encounter, St. David. Skeeter, how you let that happen? Skeeter, you ain't go and bat. You ain't bowl. I sure Oliver went and bat and bowl and thing. I will find out what going on in that match, you know. Yeah, I wasn't well on Saturday, so I couldn't really attend any of the cricket matches. St. Andrew Southeast versus St. Andrew Southwest at the Hope playing field. And the winner, St. Andrew Southeast. They say they ain't letting nobody come in their own yard and beat them. Yeah, so Sister Emmeline Pierre, the Honorable Emmeline Pierre, her team took it home on Saturday. In Zone 3, St. Patrick West versus St. Mark, and the winner, St. Patrick West. That match took place at the McDonald College playing field. And in the other encounter, St. John versus St. Patrick East, the winner of that encounter, St. John. That one took place at the Loretto playing field. So those were the matches in the Docks cricket competition for June the 3rd. That was Saturday gone. So they'll be back in action, I believe, this weekend. I have to get the updates from the Honorable Roland Bowler. He'll give me some updates in relation to that, yeah? Yeah, I'll get some updates and I will let you all know exactly what taking place there with their other matches and so now, yeah? Yeah, for those of you who want to advertise via We Vibes, you can call 646 368 0752. Let me give you that number again and I'll repeat it later in the program. 646 368 0752. William Simon, good morning to you. Zephyrin, good morning, bro. Kim McSween Depot, good morning. But Depot, I don't know. The thing is, I did not get to go to the matches, so I didn't see. I can't talk as having seen what went on at the matches, man. And they were all taking place at the same time, you know, simultaneously. Simultaneously. At the same time. Same time now. Hannah, good morning to you, my dear. And Jacinta, good morning to you as well. As I said, I was kind of holding pattern until Devon came, but it's 10:30 now. And I just wanted to mention something. You know, the New National Party had a second activity over the weekend. We had the cleanup of the Telescope Beach in St. Andrew. So the St. Andrew zone, they went and they did that cleanup in Telescope, all in relation to World Environmental Day. Tomorrow, I believe, is World Environmental Day. And this was done as a World Environmental Day project. Yeah? By the New National Party, the youth arm, and the party in general did this project. Good morning to you, Senator the Honorable Judd Cadet. Yeah, you and your team. Good morning to you. And Shell. Yeah. But I have to say this. I was extremely disappointed. Extremely disappointed. I need to say shocked and disgusted by some of what I saw behind the St. George bus terminal yesterday. Extremely disappointed. Between the cruise ship terminal and the bus terminal wasn't a bed of roses either. But when you saw, and as soon as Nazi B can link in, those of you viewing the live will be able to see some of what I'm talking about. It was extremely disgusting. Some of what was taken out from behind there yesterday. I know that there have been cleanups there before. I know the Anglican High School did a cleanup in between those rocks. I know that there were also another grouping that did a cleanup there. I know that when Magistrate Jerry Seals was in action, that he also got people as community service to do cleanups behind there. The party was able to remove the teams, and I need to say congratulations to the team that came out yesterday and were part of that cleanup. The St. George zone. So those from St. George South, St. George Southeast, Town of St. George Northeast, St. George Northwest. Yeah? So I need to say congratulations to the team, and they were there early and they got to work early. We were able to remove 56 bags of garbage in that area yesterday. And it seems as though we may have to go back, because I don't think that a good 10% of what is there was removed, and that's with 56 bags. And it's some of the type of items. And the only reason I'm holding back is because I know that right now we have people listening in Brooklyn who are not Grenadians and who may have a different perception of us if I go into details of some of the stuff that was there behind the bus terminal in particular. I could go into the basics. A lot of plastic bags, as in men drink their juice, and men don't try to put it on no woman and no other people and so. Bus drivers and conductors at the St. George bus terminal is you that dirty behind there. The general public does not be behind there. The only two category of people behind there are you all, the bus drivers, the conductors, the police officers, and the wardens and so who work on the bus terminal. The general public doesn't be in the back there. They just be more on the other side. So it can't be that other people come in and dirty in the back there. But when you have literally thousands of styrofoam containers, and I'm sure while I'm talking right now, it probably have one of them sit down in the back there throwing another one again. And you know the most disgusting thing about it? Is that they have at least 10 garbage bins. Well, in the back there is a series of garbage bins. Yeah, and not a small one, big garbage bin. So there's no excuse for going in the back there and doing that kind of thing. There is no other thing, no reason for in the back there to be so filthy. Why? Because all of this stuff going down between the rocks and you find nobody and seeing it, you think that it disappeared? It's there. It's disgusting. So you're seeing the styrofoam containers from when some of you go and you buy your lunch. And you know the thing is this, while I'm saying it and I'm painting here with a broad brush, there are many very, very neat, clean, decent bus drivers. But the few in between who doing this, making everybody look nasty. And you all, the bus drivers, need to call them out. You need to call them out. I mean, 56 bags of garbage. Plastic and styrofoam and rubber. Yeah? 56 in between the rocks there. And the majority of that coming from behind the bus terminal. That's all that could have been done yesterday. Seems as though you have to get some grabbers and so, because how the boulders are and the garbage has been thrown, a lot of it gone down in between the rocks now. And people can't fit down between there to get it just like that. You have to use some sort of grabber or so to pull that garbage out. And then people want to upset when you talk about things like that. Who want to upset, go out to upset, you know. Who want to upset, go out to upset. Because yesterday the first thing come to my mind is just build a wall there and block them. But if you do that now, you can't get a nice breeze you just be getting from the sea coming in there, because underneath that area is very hot, isn't it? Put a fence in? No. The way all you treat in the back there, will just stick all kind of garbage in between the fence. Plastic cup, plastic bottles, buckets, oil cans, oil plastic container, coolant containers. Don't tell me it's the general public come and throw that in the back there. That is not the general public. Those are users of the bus terminal that do that. And there is no excuse, because there are garbage bins right there. If there were no garbage bins, I still wouldn't forgive you all. But there's no excuse. You want to watch me cut eye? Watch me cut eye. I care not. Nasty is nasty, and behind they nasty. It is not fair. Especially at a point in time when you have a situation that every now and again, and you all know it, it affects you economically. Because when people are sick and they can't go to work, they do not need your services. and therefore your weekly, your daily, your weekly, and your monthly income is reduced. But if we encourage rodents in town by things like that, we're encouraging rats, we're encouraging cockroaches, we're encouraging other vermin, throwing us at our garbage in between. And I've got pictures, I've got videos, so I'm not saying anything that I can't show the general public and prove. In the back there is filthy. And without excuse. Raw garbage cans in the back there. So you're telling me it's hard to walk a few feet to throw the plastic bag in the garbage bin? It's that hard to do that? Or that you finish having breakfast, you finish having breakfast, or you finish having lunch, and it's hard to take the styrofoam container or the box and throw it in the garbage? It's hard to do that? It's difficult? How hard is that? Because you're heading back to the direction your bus is anyway. But you go behind there and you realize that while 56 bags of garbage have been removed, while 56 bags of garbage was removed by the new National Party team there yesterday, I believe it probably have about a 500 more. Yeah, and I'm being honest. Because you had people that basically didn't move from one spot. They just stay in one spot and was able to fill a large garbage bag. Just staying in one spot. And what? Your people supposed to accept that? This is our town. This is our capital city. When the tourists come, that's the area they're seeing. When they park up the cruise ship there, that's the area they're seeing. That's one aspect of it. Because if they start to see, because it's going to overflow if you continue just throwing garbage and throwing garbage. In between those rocks and Perseverance look the same. And I'm not exaggerating. You're not seeing it at this time because different people went and cleaned, so they lessen the amount of garbage and they lessen the amount of garbage. But it's disgusting and we need to do better than that. We have to get past this stage of needing the massa mentality. I know it's a massa mentality. The massa mentality is that you know what is good, you know what is right, you know what you're supposed to do. But you just need somebody with a big stick stand up over you to make you do it. So you need a magistrate seals to come and decide that you go in and send some guys in the back there to go and clean up, innit? Yeah? Or you need litter wardens to be placed on the terminal and to be out there stationed so that anytime any one of you even drop a crown cork, you're charged and end up having to pay as much money as if you're paying for a seat belt. You all go like that, innit? You'll love that. As far as I'm concerned right now, we should have litter wardens throughout the town already. We should have them throughout the town. I'll make that call on another level. But I believe that we're supposed to have a crew of them throughout the terminal already. And yes, Hannah, if it's one person don't play with that on that terminal, there is Cammy. I sat by Cammy many a time and you can't play a passing and just drop anything on the ground. There's a waste basket right there. There's no need, not even a crown cork. Why are you throwing it on the ground? There are waste receptacles on the terminal for the general public on the public side, but behind the barrier, where the buses are parked up waiting for their turn to come out, there are waste receptacles there. The general public may not be able to see it, but I saw it yesterday. So there are waste receptacles there. There's no excuse to be throwing Coca-Cola bottle, Sprite bottle, styrofoam containers, styrofoam bowl when you eat your soup with the plastic spoon and the plastic fork from them setting and the napkins and all these plastic bags as they drink the juice. They're just throwing the juice in the back there with the plastic bags. Yeah? Throwing all these things in the back there. It is wrong. And we have to call wrong out when we see it. It is wrong. Yeah? And we need to stop it. It costs nothing to stop it. We have to change the mentality. Yeah? We have to change the mentality. And it's not just there, you know. I've seen a video going around No, don't feel everybody else getting away. I've seen a video going around of a vehicle stopping in the Woodlands area for somebody to toss out some garbage onto the side. And now there's this area that usually landscaped and fixed and everything there. They stop for somebody to throw out garbage there. Royal Grenada Police Force, if all you see the same video, all you know what to do. All you know what to do. Because this is wrong. I know some of the bus drivers, especially those going over the Granite Tank, they try their very best. Don't even try to throw out garbage. You're traveling on Rex and them bus hunting and these different guys. Don't even try to throw out garbage from the bus hunting. I know that many of the bus drivers try their best. But the few that making that mawet in the back there, the rest of you bus drivers who not participating in it, need to call them out. You need to call them out. So we had to go and put a set of little wardens now on the St. George bus terminal just to stop people from dirtying the rocks behind there. You put up a fence, all is going to happen, considering what has happened there already. And I could tell you from now, all that's going to happen is that they're going to take the containers, they're going to take the plastics, they're going to take all these things and they're going to stick it in between the fence. Because from time to time, you see that happening on the end facing Andal. But I tend to say that's the people who come and congregate there, sit on the wall sometimes, and they would stick the things in between there. So I don't blame the bus drivers and conductors and so for that. But if this is what they're doing behind the terminal there, and I'm saying there are things I wouldn't go into that I saw behind there yesterday. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting and with no excuse. No excuse. No hurricane in pass and through that garbage day. So it's not that. That's human beings. Yeah? So we need to do better than that. As a people, we need to do better than that. There was a time we as a people took pride in how our community, how our area looked. And we have to get back to that. Some of us who stepping out from it, we need to kind of step back towards it. We need to keep our areas clean. We have a caller online. I want to take calls. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, I think I know who that is. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Scott.
Morning, my dear.
Good to be and all my friends in Canada, England, America, Patty, Mr. Watt, and Dingo, and Fraser, and the Chase, and everybody in America now there. And Sheldon, he's talking about the bus terminal. Sheldon, let me tell you something. I like being on a program with Dr. Mary Show. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, that when we have it, we're talking about littering. And if I have my daughter and my son, I'm not sending them in the back of the place to put their hands to clean it. Because the children tired, take out garbage. And I know they will cost me when I done. It's nasty. Every booth here have a garbage bin. That is our onto we when we have to pay the rent. They charge us for a bin and you have the right to the terminal. Everybody that operates the bus terminal that have a booth, we paying for the bin, right? And these guys and them and the women that operating buses, they buy their lunch, they buy their dollar juice, they buy their dollar water, and when they eat, they leave it there. I have a problem with these guys. Some of them, when they come and eat right in front of my booth, they leave it on the ground there. And you have a garbage bin right close to them. Some of them. So my advice to those in authority, all you have to do is to charge them. Let them charge them at $50 or $100 for littering in the back there. That's what they have to do. Because they have people working here. They have the people working here cleaning up. As they don't clean, a man put on other things. And they like to tell you where they go. Because if you get in your house and you eat, you will put it in, the garbage in a bin. So they eat it and when they eat, they put it in the ground. Big man, I know man. And I tell you, they say, I've seen that every day, every minute, every hour, every second. They drink a soft drink, they drink a water, they leave it on the terminal. And you have a bin empty. So what they got to do is to charge them. Charge them a money. And a hard money.
It won't come, you know.
Only time in the body.
The law has been passed and it will be enforced. It will be enforced.
Mr. Scott, the law passing laws and they're not even prohibited.
No, it will be enforced.
If they have a law for the littering, a lot of people they don't litter. They litter.
No,
they have
there is.
the terminal here in a state. And they have people walking in. As the lady don't sit, a man throw something on the ground. As the guy don't sit, a man throw something on the ground. And you know the word they use it? You know the word they use it? They have to dirty. Otherwise, man don't go get walk to me. When you talk, Grenadians, they say you're fat, you're not minding your business, and complain about the smoke in my lips, and the clothes getting smoked up, and I can't inhale it, and everybody's vexed. They're vexed when you talk, when they do wrong things. When you go to America and England, you cannot litter. They charge you. When you go to America, they practice everything good out there, but when they're here, they're eating in the bus, you tell them about it, they continue. Somebody get in the bus, you can't eat on the bus. You can't eat on the bus. So they have to charge them. They have to charge them when you tell them. Look at lady cleaning out. And she passed there, so the pass back again. And it's big people are doing it. But children, big people, big hard bad man that have families. They bad-minded. I said I'm bad-minded people. I don't care. But I say that's how it is. They're very nasty. Very, very nasty.
All right, Cammy.
Have a good day.
Same to you. No, man, come on. And I mean, Telescope Beach was bad enough. They had don't have a count of how much bags they picked up their garbage and that kind of thing. But that's another story. But in this instance, you know very well who is responsible for it. And yes, there are laws that were there before. And then you have laws that were revised, I believe it's either last year or year before. That is the Littering Act. And it also calls for the installation of litter wardens who would be able to issue tickets to people caught littering. So you could find yourself having to pay 150 or 300 and different things like that. Yeah, for sweetie paper. Throw it down now, you will find out. Yeah. As it is right now, police officers would be able to enforce it though.
Sheldon.
Yes, good morning.
Hello.
Morning, I'm fine.
I see this very high class nastiness. Okay? You purchase something. You purchase a lunch, you purchase something. You have it on. It is much heavier to carry than when it's light. So wherever you go and it's time to eat that, otherwise you have to just drop the thing in a bin because there is no bin on the bus terminals. So why should you eat something and then leave it there? And how could you feel happy about that? And how could you feel happy about it when you know you should be cleaning? You say you love the country, but instead of you cleaning, you're dirtying. But I believe the people of our nation have to change their mentality, not all. But these people they have to change their mentality. Right? You have to clean. Right? And not, as Camille said, some people tell us, well, if they're dirty, people get work. But I want to say to these people who are doing anything, think and what if they live in the country, they have to do things that will better the country. Not do things that will give the country shame. Right? Because when people come in, like they see tourists coming in and they look at them and they see the dirtiness up behind them. You know what they will say? Oh my God, yes, you might great people, nice people, but look at what they're doing. Right? So the niceness only coming by dressing and speaking nice to people. Cleanliness is also important of how people look at us. Right? So if we want people to look at us and to talk about us, in a holistic way. We should be cleaning the environment, protecting our environment, right? And speaking is one way, but then it's a whole holistic way we have to look at it. Brother Sheldon, people, we have to change our mentality. Let us clean instead of we littering. Alright? Big, young, because see, we are adult. We want to correct the young people when they do, but we're doing the same thing. Right? So we have to change. We have to change that attitude and clean our village where we live in. Because see, sometimes many people want to come and they want to blame the government for this, the government for that. And I do believe, Brother Sheldon, government have to charge people. Charge them that way. If you have to charge them and send them in prison for it, you have to do it. You have to set an example with some people doing that. Because see, our mom will take a garbage in his house. I go take it and go and throw it to somebody, please. Right? Rat, all kind of things. Sometimes thin stuff, mosquito, water going into there, mosquito breeding. So it's with the people in the country. What cause all them things? So we have to change our attitude, change our mentality, how we look at things. Right?
All right.
And if we look at things the right way and we care about our nation, Brother Sheldon, we won't do them things. All right? So, Brother Sheldon, you have a wonderful day. God bless.
All right, thank you. I think we have another caller online. Let's go straight back to the phone line. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Brother Sheldon. How you do?
Hey, I'm fine.
Senator Sheldon, how you do, sweetheart?
I'm good.
Everything all right?
For the time being.
Brother Devon is very coming quick.
Indeed.
Brother Sheldon, oh God, why people dirty? When telling about people talking.
And let's be careful. I don't want all the bus drivers to get blamed for what is being done by. Listen to me.
By me.
Listen to me. I just making a statement here. I don't want all the bus drivers to get blamed for what some are doing, but I'm saying that all of them have the responsibility to call out those who doing it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
All
What
right.
I'm talking about in my village.
Go ahead.
I'm talking about West Sahar, Stone Street Direct. Last week, the garbage truck passed. Brother Sheldon, the garbage truck passed Monday. Right? By Wednesday morning, I go on the road. Well, yesterday morning, today the truck passing. Yesterday morning, I go on the road in the shop. Tell me something, no? They put about 5 bags in the crock of the mango tree. You know where you're thinking your foot to go up and then to go up on the rest of branches? They put 5 bags garbage. I told them this morning, I go this morning, I see garbage when they take it out. I tell them, don't put it there again. The garbage truck coming twice, Monday and they come in Thursday. And it have a special truck that does come and pick up the galvanized and so forth and both thing in all. Oh God, Brother Senator Sheldon, last week Friday, I nearly dead. Well, don't talk about Thursday night, God have mercy. They tell them not to burn no old thing, and this thing don't smell so bad. If it's bush, it's alright. You don't smell in the bush that's so bad. But if they burn in the plastic, all kind of old thing, they burning in our thing and they burning and they upsetting me. And then again, the other time I call the police. When the police gone, the person say, hey, you don't dead yet? I live in still. By the grace of God, I have making sure that I have enough medication. Brother Sheldon, all you could have here are dead because I double my medication.
But you know something, Ms. Jacob, for many years I've been hearing you having these different issues with your neighbors and so on. And I think that at times it escalates and at times it goes down a bit. What I think needs to happen, from your side, I think we need to try a new approach to how you interact with your neighbors. No, hear me out, I'm not saying that some of the things that you're saying that they're doing are correct, but I'm saying sometimes it's better to catch flies with honey than with vinegar. So I think we have to change the approach and to get the relationship changed between you and your neighbors, because what you're going to end up having is a battle with people who are living right next to you until the day that you close your eyes for once and for all. So let's try to see if we could have a new approach between yourselves and your neighbors. Let's try to see if we can make friends out of enemies. No, listen to me. Because it's not the first time, it's not the second, it's not the third. It's not only in 2018 I've been hearing this back and forth between you and the neighbors for different things. But I think that we need to find some way of making the relationship more amicable and make sure that you can become friends and they can become friends with you and you can become friends with them. Because you know something? Sometimes this back and forth always taking place between you all. But one day, something happen and you start talking to one of these people and they start to say, but I never know Miss Jacob so nice. And you for yourself might say, well, I never know this person so nice. You might be calling here and calling them your darling. So we have to start looking at ways of how we can change that relationship. Because I'll tell you something, when you call the radio and you make the complaints, it doesn't always help the situation. Sometimes what it does, and not just you, all people, according to the situation it is with these neighbor conflicts that you've been having since people were living in caves and somebody find the other person at a bigger cave than them. Since those days, once you start broadcasting it and creating that back and forth, it escalates the whole thing and makes it worse. So we have to start passing the stage of just escalating it and try to find ways now of how we can bring the sides together so everybody could live as one. Yeah? We need to get to that stage. I'm just saying that for what it's worth, because I think that what will end up happening is that your blood pressure will end up too high and things might happen. Or, so we need, so that's why I'm saying we need to find a new approach, yeah? We need to find a new approach. I'll work with you towards that. But we definitely need to find a new approach. It cannot be that you're always having conflict. The neighbors have a problem with you. You have a problem with the neighbors. We can't continue. So it's your neighbor. They're supposed to love you. And you're supposed to love them. All right?
I don't say I don't love, I love everybody, but I don't know.
No, we're going to find... Let me tell you something. Me and you, we're going to work towards a resolution for that. Because let 2018 be the last year that we have you having to call and say they do this or they do that. Anytime they come around you, must be to help. Anytime you go around them, must be to help. Let us get to that stage. All right?
Wait,
okay, my dear?
I want to talk to you behind the scene after the program.
No problem. We'll do that.
So I want to talk to you. Today, I want to talk to you.
Okay, my dear.
Okay,
all right. No problem.
Love you, sweetheart.
All right. Love you as well. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, certain things I think sometimes we escalate them. I'm not saying don't speak about things. I'm not saying don't relate things. But what happens sometimes is that we can escalate these interpersonal relationships are a hell of a thing, you know. Yeah. A man have a mud hut on one side and the next man find that man mud hut too big. And he vex. Even back then. Seriously, it might sound funny, but it's true. Yeah. It's just a part of human nature. And it may look, even though you may look and you in your eyesight may not see what the other person has a problem with. They have a problem with something. Let us get to the base of it and try to get, because what's going to happen? Eventually, you're continuing to worry and you're continuing to frustrate yourself. You're going to just make yourself collapse, all right? Let me say a very special good morning to you, the Honorable Kindra Mathurin Stewart. I hope that you're having an absolutely wonderful day today. Considering the circumstances to us, she's sending sympathy. I don't believe in this thing about sympathy greetings. It have no such thing, right? Yeah, no, she didn't say sympathy greetings. I hear people always saying sympathy greetings. No, don't call you and say that because we doesn't deal with that. You're sending your sympathy. Yes, so the Honorable Kindra Mathurin Stewart, she's sending her sympathy to the family of the late Earl Thompson of Brunswick in Carriacou, who would have passed to the great beyond yesterday. Yeah, a wonderful person from all indications. I've been seeing various posts on Facebook and so, and I've been seeing various people making some wonderful comments about the individual. I can't say that I remember them personally. I may have met them, but I can't say that I remember them personally. So she's sending her condolences to the family of the late Earl Thompson. Yeah, may her soul rest in peace. And she will be visiting with you all. She's presently out of state. Yeah, the Honorable Kindra Mathurin Stewart, she's presently out of state. Big thing, you know. Yeah, the lady there in a United Nations conference in St. Lucia. We couldn't send other people to do that. So, our Minister of Legal Affairs, yes, she's out there at that conference in St. Lucia, and she's also one of the keynote speakers at the conference. It's a United Nations conference in relation to torture, and so against torture, yeah, and the fair administration of justice, and it deals with capacity building and all of that. And so it's out there in St. Lucia, and our Minister of Legal Affairs is out there representing us. Yeah, and also representing the region too, because she will be giving a keynote address at that activity. Well done, Honorable Kendra Mathurin Stewart. Yeah, so those of you in Carriacou, if you find you didn't see her yesterday, today, and think, yeah, she's out in St. Lucia. She's attending that conference. And the family of the late Earla Thompson, you could be assured as soon as she set foot on Carriacou soil, you know straight where she coming. Nice. All right. Beautiful. Nice. 440-7377. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. Like to say a special good morning to you, Matthew. Yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful morning this morning. And Elsa and all of you. I saw a comment earlier from Raquel, where she was saying, okay, you're talking about garbage collection. We caused that. We removed all garbage bins around the island. We condemned the glass bottles and producing sweet drinks in bottles. We need to check ourselves as a responsible government. People have no bins to dispose of their waste. You must blame the dogs as well, because when people put waste by the road, they have more access to it than when it's stored in a bin. Please check how you condemn the population. No, let me just take apart what you have said there for you. First of all the garbage bins around the island have not been removed. Some have been removed due to abuse by the very same population. There are specified times for the disposal of garbage. Now, some of these garbage bins in front of people's homes. Some of these garbage bins are in front of people's businesses. Some of these garbage bins, for instance, I could point out one. The one down the road close to the South St. George Government School on the Stone Road there going down, what we used to call Stone Road. Nice. Yeah. Those bins were being abused by people. For instance, people would go and kill animals and then take the guts and different thing, and instead of bury it, they take it and they dump it in the garbage bin there next to a school that have school the following day. And if they dump it on a Saturday, you know what's going on by Monday morning when school taking place. And if the garbage truck pass a little late, yeah, so they had to remove these garbage bins. And then people were dumping organic matter. Like, for instance, you had people taking tree cuttings and all kind of thing and throwing in the garbage bins. Throwing all kind of different bits and pieces like fans and all these different, just dumping them in the garbage bin. And they're staying there until the specified time when they're passing around to collect those things. Causing rodents, causing all kind of things in the area. So there had to be a point which the garbage bins in certain areas were removed. Those that were being abused had to be removed from certain areas. Now, that does not stop people from having access to getting rid of their garbage. If anyone listens, the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, yeah, they send out programs every day of the work week, Monday to Friday. They have programs out. In fact, I'll start playing the programs again. I'll start playing it again before we start the program. Yeah, take a little 15 minutes before and play that and the WASA program. I'll start it back again. Because it tells you what time the garbage truck is going to be passing. It also tells you that you do not take the garbage because you know the garbage truck is going to be coming tomorrow, and you take the garbage that has the organic matter that you know the dog's going to go after, and you know the different animals, the rats and so are going to go after. It says you do not take that and put it out before the time. In other words, if you know they're coming 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, you don't put it out this afternoon anywhere around 3, 4 and leave it there. Because the dogs are going to pull the garbage bin down, or they're going to go in the garbage and take it and scatter it. So you need to put it out in a reasonable time. And that's the problem. A reasonable time. Yeah? Sometimes if I know I'm going to be traveling or something, yes, I have no choice. I'd have to dispose of it by a particular time. Yes, so I've been guilty of it before, putting out the garbage before the time. I've been guilty of it myself. Yeah? So I'm not perfect. I'm not unblemished in this. I've been guilty of it. But we cannot come and say that, oh, because you remove the garbage bins, there is an alternative. The garbage truck will be passing in area A between this time and that time. Make sure that your garbage is there between that time and that time. If when you put it out for that time, the garbage truck is late, is the garbage truck, is the company fault. The company that has the contract to do that area, it is their fault. Yeah? Because they have to be in a specific area for a specific time. Right? If they are not there for that time and the garbage stays there and rodents and different things get at it, they are responsible. In some areas, I would also say that I believe the Solid Waste Management Authority needs to speak to the contractors to increase the frequency. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I believe they need to increase the frequency. And here's why. I think if people cannot be expected, for instance, to keep their garbage. Let's look at frequency. The garbage truck passes on Saturday morning. So then whatever waste you generate Saturday stays there. Sunday stays there. Monday stays there. And then you put it out early on Tuesday morning for collection. Yeah, so you understand what's happening, especially if it's organic matter that you've got, like you cooking chicken or something or fish and you have the bits and pieces, and so yeah, you're talking about whole day Saturday, whole day Sunday, whole day Monday, on whole night Monday night until Tuesday morning when you put out that garbage. And with the volume of people living in the frequency area, it is my belief, and I'll continue to make a call for that one, that garbage collection in the south of the island, in all areas, well, most areas, needs to be on a daily basis. It can't be every other day. It has to be on a daily basis. You can't expect people to keep this kind of thing in their homes for an extended period of time. An area that doesn't have a high population, I could understand that you are skipping days and that kind of thing. But in an area like Frequente, where you have a high population density, Frequente, Calice, True Blue, these areas you have high population densities, not so much True Blue, but the Frequente and Calice areas. I'm not too sure what the collection schedule is like for areas like Grandans Valley and Montu, but I would suggest the same thing for those areas as well. Yeah? So it's not that people move the garbage bin and that is why people littering. People littering because the people who are doing it nasty. That is the reason they're littering. They are looking for no excuses for them. And yes, not we condemn the glass bottles. The company that was producing Coca-Cola, the international, they condemned the use of glass bottles. It wasn't the government that decided stopping people from using glass bottles. If it was so, then right now the breweries would have been making all Stag and Carib in cans alone. Or are we making it in plastic bottles? You would not be getting a Stag or a Carib in plastic, in glass bottles. So it was not the government that condemned. So don't blame the government for that. That's the company making what they thought was a proper financial decision, because they found that replacing the glass bottles was costing them quite a significant amount of money. And so they began the process of phasing out the glass bottles and using the plastic bottles, which I did not agree with then and I still don't agree with now. In fact, I think the Coca-Cola used to taste better in the glass bottle and the plastic bottle, but I haven't drank one in years, so I wouldn't know now. But that was a company decision, not even the Grenada brand, the Grenada branch. No, don't blame them. That was a regional decision, how they went forward with production. Right? So that's not government. So again, you're wrong on that one. People have no bins to dispose of their waste. I think we've been over that. and blame the dogs. No, I'm blaming the owners of the dogs. Yeah? If it's stray dogs, I blame the government because there is an act in place for stray dogs to collect stray dogs, and so put a team in place, collect them dogs. But when it comes to dogs that people own, you're supposed to have your dogs tied, not loose to go in your garbage and other people's garbage. And especially if it's your garbage and they're getting the scent or something like you in it, they're going to go in it. Yeah, so that's not an excuse. The people who litter in nasty. Let me just get to the bottom of it. No excuse for them. Yeah? I'll travel from St. Patrick to St. George with plastic in my pocket if I can't find a bin to put it in. Yeah? I'm not going to toss it outside and just say, well, it's no bins around here. That's nasty. You must find one. Yeah? All right. 44073 4407377. Okay, I thought we had a caller on the line. Also, for those of you overseas, 347-329-3101. Well, I haven't seen Devon. It ain't look like he coming. Yeah. Nice. Hannah is saying every group that is doing cleanup always behind there. Why the busmen are not making a difference and show the persons that they appreciate the effort they are making. Well, the busman is one. But don't think I'm going to forget the students and others, even some of the workers in some of the places close to there that go and have lunch in the back. Yeah? Where there's this small jetty and all of that. There's some of them, yeah, you see them in their uniform and different thing, going and relax in the back there on an evening time especially. And they go and they get their KFC and so and they sit down there. Yeah. They are guilty as well. Throwing a set of garbage in the back there. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. We don't have to always have massa over us. Yeah? We don't always need to have massa over us. Let's go to the phone line. Good morning.
Hi, Mr. Scott.
Hi, morning.
Good morning. Just let me put on the speaker a while. Hi, Mr. Scott.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I listen to you for the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, everything you said is very true. Based on the cleaning and even the advice you have given to the lady. Mr. Scott is listening to me?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Well, I feel so pleased with what you are saying this morning. Because I experienced it at home. I try to keep my place clean. And I experienced it with a neighbor outside. I say, look, you all come and live here, and there is so much plastic around the street because of the children that you all keep with. I said, I would ask you to pick it up, please. And the neighbor came out and she picked it up. And I went back in her presence and said, I'm so happy that we make a good effort. And then something I feel again, the little business places and them who promote the little snacks and things. They're supposed to be paying a cost because they involved in this nastiness because it's happening around the villages. The tax, these things have to be implemented. Right? You hear me, Mr. Scott?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Right. I have a next issue.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm sitting in front of my door here and I'm watching a product. What I make. You listening?
Yeah.
It is a cricket batting net. And it make out of metal. And I feel so happy watching it. It look international.
All right.
Yeah.
But you must snap a picture and send, man.
Hey?
You must snap a picture and send.
Yes, I'm not so good at them sending a picture. But
let one of them children do it, man.
On Facebook as well.
Let one of them children do it and link me up, man. I have you on Facebook, so let one of the children do it, man.
Yeah. The day when you and Mr. Bula was speaking about the cricket, I was sitting here as well watching it. I attempted calling, but I didn't get you.
Mm-hmm.
I only knew about the cricket when I heard you and Mr. Bula speaking about it on the radio.
Okay.
And certain things what has happened around with the people and things, we doesn't know, we doesn't involve in certain things. Sometimes we dey at home and nobody do calling us and we phone, nobody do telling us nothing. A old man like me, that was a good fun for me to go and play a little cricket.
All right.
Yeah,
but we will make sure you get information.
Yeah, make it designed for children to improve their skills and batting skills, keeping skills, and things, Mr. Scott. It is 17 feet tall in the air. It is 17 feet long, and it is accurate up in the air. It can swing around. It is movable. You could dismount it. You can put it in different positions.
Okay, well, here's what,
Yeah.
The best thing is visual. Hearing about it is one thing. The best thing is visual. Get him to snap a photo and send for us, all right?
I would like for my partner Ian to come and check it out.
Okay. Well, I know he's listening.
Yeah.
All right, my brother. You enjoy the rest of your day today.
Yeah, okay, sir.
All right, beautiful. Yeah, man. I want Ian, pass. Snap it. Send the photo. We go throw it up in between. Yeah? Yeah, pass and send that. But you know something? I go on this thing and I forget to tell you something there, you know. Yeah. Because everybody might be wondering, well, who win on Friday night? I didn't tell you all who win in the... Yeah. So, let's see. In first place in the Queen show. In the first place, you had from Clarkson Club, not the Red Club, Anika Charles. All right? She scored 240. In second position, you had Saudia Taylor. Yeah, that's Bido Club. She scored 230. In third position, you had Aisha Andrew from the Prisons. She scored 228. Yeah. So you had Clarkson's Club, followed by Bido and Prisons in third position in the Queen show. Yeah. I tell all of that thing would not be easy, you know. That thing definitely would not be, but a well performed. Yeah. And remember, Officer Taylor only came in week before. Yeah, man. Really talented people. In the King competition, you had Derek Johnson. So Prisons win the thing in truth, you know. Yeah, the prison officer, the man, he take the crown, you know. Yeah, so Prisons, 240. Second, Cavon Wickham, 237 points in Clarkson's Club. And third position, you had Kyron Charles of Bido Club. In the Calypso competition, you had in first position Samantha Dixon with 242. Second position, Leslie DeBellot, 239. And in third, Charlton Charles on 231. So yeah, our prisons only do real good, boy. Only get them fellas a run for the money. We have a caller. Good morning.
Sheldon.
Hi, morning.
Do respect you, sir. I listening, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has some neighbors, Mr. Scott. He just have to give them land. You understand?
Yeah.
Because if, for instance, you work whole week you work, and you're home on a Sunday, and you have neighbors, it's not children, they're burning all kind of garbage so you could inhale the smoke and disturbing you so you could be home to relax. And they vexing you. Yeah? They vexing you talk. It's not right. You have some neighbors, Mr. Scott, that they don't want to live good with nobody. And that is the fact. They just build up a hatred because the way you live, the way you keep around your surroundings, and they just don't want to disturb you. Because, for instance, where I live, they're burning smoke, grass, bush. The government people tell you, the police officers don't light fire around dry things. And our neighbor, she's burning it. You can't live good with these people. I don't have a dog. I don't have no goat. I don't have a sheep. And they have neighbors. They wouldn't buy a rent rope to tie the sheep. They let it go to come and destroy what I have. When I talk, they vex and they say like confusion. It is the governor general or you or the prime minister that living in my village. They're going to tie the animal. They will not burn no grass to disturb them, Mr. Scott. That is black people. Some of them willfully doing that just to disturb you. So you have to talk. You understand? You don't upset. I'm not supposed to tell a neighbor, don't burn the grass. He should know. He's a big man. He's a big woman. To know he will disturb people. I saw the neighbor light a fire in front of her, and she has a little son, about 4 years, yesterday. I'm watching a child putting it in a dry stick and lighting it. It's God's truth. This a light God kill me. And when you talk, they're saying you like confusion. And the vote, Sheldon, that's what happened in black neighborhood with poor people. If you have money, they don't do that. If they go and live around West South Point, where the big shops living, they will never smoke them. They will not do that. And I have a problem. And that's going on for years. The reason why I don't have a fall cook, I don't want no fall with nobody else. And I have neighbors, they're letting go the animal. He eating all the thing of plants. They're coming in and poop in the yard. And I keep talking and talking. They don't want to hear you. But they're making me look as the bad one. You understand?
All right.
I understand this is the problem too. Some just willfully doing that.
I understand, Camille. I don't think you get me right.
It's totally wrong.
No, I understand what you
all... I was saying yesterday, call the police. I tell them a yard.
All right.
I'm talking I'll make mistakes. But they always do these things to bother you.
All right. Okay,
Camille. It's not nice and it's not right. It's not right, Sheldon.
Okay.
If it's anybody with money that lives in that area, they will never smoke them. Have a good day. I won't call back.
All right. I understand where you're coming from, but also understand where I am coming from. If the approach has always been that we're going to end up into a conflict, sometimes, let me tell you something, one of the worst things for a person who is trying to upset you, a person who is trying to get under your skin, the worst thing for that person is when they realize what they've been doing and getting under your skin, they're doing it and you can't be bothered with them, you know. The worst thing for them, if they know they do something and they get you to cuss and they say, sometimes they sit down there and they say, watch here, I will do that and I will make a cuss and get on. I will make a call the radio. And they do it and they get that response, they're happy. But when they do it once, they do it twice, they realize, well, no shame bothering with us again. They move into somebody else, you know. Because they need that sort of negativity. They need that sort of back and forth. They need that sort of negativity around them. And if they're not getting it from you, they're going to move to somebody else and try and get it. I'm telling you, they're going to move to somebody else. So we have to work on finding different ways of addressing some of these things. Because I'm telling you, it's been happening since caveman days. It's been happening since mud hut days. It's been happening that you always have problems between neighbors. But there are ways that as individuals, as communities, and so on, that we have to learn to address some of them. Yeah, there are ways to deal with it. You may look at it and say it's impossible. You may look at it and say no, they're not interested. You may look at it and say never. But if North Korea and the United States could be talking and deciding that they're going and have meeting, then believe me, it is possible for an individual in Grenada who have problems with a neighbor to have a conversation with them. We have a caller online. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Is it Sheldon?
Yes, this is he.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Morning.
I am very disappointed with the traffic in Grenville, traffic police officers and them in Grenville. Could you imagine 6 o'clock on Friday, Mr. Larry Joseph have to come out in the street to direct traffic? Mr. Larry Joseph and not a police officer to be seen walking the street?
Which area is that?
Our traffic hold up in Grenville?
No, which spot particularly?
Grenville.
No, as you say Grenville, I was asking like which street?
Which street?
Yeah, which area?
That whole street come up from in front of Kuma to swing down to the bus terminal, St. David's come up.
Oh, okay, I understand
the whole street by Bola there. The whole street by Bola there.
No, that's unacceptable, and definitely we will have to yeah, definitely I will have to contact them to find out what took place there.
You could contact Mr. Larry Joseph and he will tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, sir?
I'll do that. I definitely will do that. But for a whole hour, no police officers, no. So that's unacceptable. All right, my brother.
All right, sir.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I know that, yes, they had the activity on Friday, but I know that they would put alternatives in place. So I'll have to find out exactly what took place there. Yeah. All right. I got a message here, Sheldon. Good morning. We need to encourage persons to start separating garbage. Start doing composting. Yeah, that is a possibility. Start doing composting. In other words, instead of taking the old chicken parts and the fish parts and the old vegetables and all these things and the organic matter, the food stuff and thing that you're throwing, instead of throwing it, to take it and compost it, like you build a little area and you put it to rot, you're mixing dirt and so in it. Yeah, but if you're living frequently, on average, you don't have place to do that. Especially if you're renting in certain areas, you don't have areas to do composting. So it can work in some communities. Some of the rural areas, they can do the composting. They could find an area and they could mix in that with the dirt and so on, let whatever to rot in it rot and so on, and they could use that soil afterwards for planting. That's one thing. So yes, that can work in certain areas, but other areas and circumstances, especially in the south of the island, it may not work for everybody. But I do agree. I think on an even broader aspect though, especially tomorrow, as we said, is World Environmental Day. On a broader aspect, we need to look at a regional approach to recycling. We must look at a regional approach to recycling. It's impossible for Grenada to open a recycling plant and decide that they're going to recycle all glass bottle or all paper or all metal on their own. The cost to set it up, and plus we don't have the volume to be able to keep it in operation, to make it cost effective to keep it in operation. But if there's a regional approach, let's say even if we look at the OECS region and not even the CARICOM region, the OECS, and we decide that, okay, on this particular off island, we're going to put up a recycling plant that's going to deal with all of the glass bottles, or that we are going to take all the glass bottles, all the broken glass and different things, or the glass that is going to be used for recycling, we're going to send them to one location, and then we're going to ship them to either China or the UK or wherever, where they have major recycling plants, where the price of electricity is extremely low, so it's cost effective for them to be able to go into recycling and so. Or we say all the metal, all the old derelict vehicles around the different countries in the region, and all of these things, that we put all these things together in one location, and then we ship them off to one of these countries to be recycled, or all the paper. Because the other thing is, recycling songs as an environmentally friendly thing, but it's not that environmentally friendly if you're doing the recycling, because the chemicals and so on involved in it do pollute the area you're doing the recycling in. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. They're environmentalists. We must recycle. But look at how recycling itself pollutes. You have to use acid and all sort of thing in the process when you're recycling paper, and plastics can be recycled. Yeah, a lot of these things can be recycled, but it is the process for doing it. If you decide that you're going to do it within the region, you have to basically forget wherever you're going to do that. You have to forget that area, because it's going to become extremely polluted. You have to forget that area. I've seen countries where they've been using the plastics, like the plastic bottles and those sort of things. They've been taking those and actually building roadways with them. Yeah. They've recycled those into a sort of roadway. The old tires and so, they've been mixing them in to the bitumen and using them to repave roads in different areas. So there are uses. The problem is that standalone, it's not cost effective for Grenada to get the equipment first of all, and to get into the production, because we don't have the volume of raw material. We have a lot, but we don't have the volume of raw material that's going to make operating such machinery cost effective. Yeah, and the second part of it is that wherever we put that operation is going to become heavily polluted. Yeah? Wherever you put such a operation is going to become heavily polluted. So if there are other countries that are willing to buy what we consider to be garbage out of here, and they're looking at it and saying, that is money, boy. You know how much plastic we could make out of that? You know how much paper we could make back out of that? You know how much metal we could make back out of this, and bottle and so on? So if we can, as a region, have that regional approach, because remember, we are just small countries. And when you continue to just dump garbage, you're going to run out of space. For instance, you look at an island like Carriacou. Yeah? And you have a space that you have to basically condemn and decide that you're going to put garbage there, and put garbage there, and put garbage there, and put garbage there. When what we should be doing on islands like Carriacou and so on, and I know that the Honorable Minister has mentioned this particular one, is that you have to look at alternatives. Yeah? How do you use the organic matter? One, it could produce cooking gas actually. If you put it in a digester, it can produce cooking gas, the same gas that you use on your stove, and so the same LPG that you get from the different companies like Petrocarib and Sol and so on. You can get cooking gas from the organic matter that you're throwing away if it's placed into a digester. In fact, I even saw some guys with a pig farm not too long ago here in Grenada that have a digester that's using the waste from the pig run. They're using all that waste and so on, and they're actually creating cooking gas out of that. Yeah, they had to go and buy, their gas finished, they had to run and buy a tank of gas. No. They're actually using the waste from the pig and create that cooking gas. Yeah, and those say is waste from pig you're using to cook thing, and you should know it's same methane. Right? So they're using that. Also, the different aspects like how do you deal with things like paper and so on, because when you get rid of paper out of the system, it means you have to cut down more trees to get more paper. But if you're recycling, you can reduce the amount of trees that you're cutting down on a yearly basis. So then you could collect all the old waste paper from Carriacou, all the waste paper from different areas and so on. You put them together and ship them out. Yeah? So there are different alternatives that can be used. And I think as well, and I think somebody mentioned it earlier in the chat too, if it has come to a situation where people realize that they're getting money for the garbage, everybody go stop littering. Before you stop your vehicle to take that Coca-Cola bottle, well, let me don't say Coca-Cola because people might think that Coca-Cola encouraging the thing. But before you take that plastic bottle and you throw it out from your vehicle, you won't say, boss, wait now, no, that is that 25 cents are throwing away there, you won't hold it. You ain't going to take it and throw it away. In the same way, just hold on to the Guinness bottle and the Carry bottle and the Stag bottle. You wouldn't throw it away, you hold on to it. Yeah? So it means that you have less waste going out there, less of these plastics going into our environment. So I think somebody did mention it earlier. Yes, Diane mentioned it. About the recycle machines, and if people realize they're being paid for these things, that they wouldn't get rid of them. All right? 4407377. That's 4407377. Again, let me just remind you all of the winners on Friday night. Yeah? In the Queen Show, Clarkson Club, Miss Anika Charles, and she's followed in second position by Sordia Taylor of Bido Club, and in third position by Aisha Andrew of Prisons. In the male, you have Derek Johnson, Prisons. You have Kevin Wickham, Clarkson's Club, and in third position, Kyron Charles of Bido Club. In the Calypso competition, you have Samantha Dixon. I believe she is attached to the police band. So Samantha Dixon, Leslie DeBellot, and followed by Charlton Charles. I'm not too sure which departments or which clubs they are representing. All right, 4407377 and 347-329-3101. Folks, remember, all things being equal, tomorrow is Tuesday, God's willing, and we should be having the post-cabinet press briefing from 10 a.m. All right, so once everything goes according to plan, 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'm not too sure who the minister will be on as yet, but 10 a.m. tomorrow, post-cabinet press briefing. So we're going to look forward to that one. All right? Nice? Beautiful? All right. Nice.
What you come here for? What you come here for? What you come here? What you come here? What you come here for? All we want is unity.
Although I've been saying it for the past couple of years, and I'm gonna, seems as though I'll have to continue saying it because some people continue to lose significant amounts of money doing it. There are several fake internet profiles out in the names of one. I'm just seeing a new one again in the name of the Honorable Yolande Bain Hosford. We had gotten rid of about 8 of them already, and these people from it's some people in West Africa that are doing this thing. Yeah, it's some West Africans. You can tell they're not West Indians because their speech patterns are totally different from ours. So they're continuing to do these things. So if you receive a friend request from Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, from our Governor General Dame Cecile Lagrenade, or from any government minister or so on telling you about any United Nations fund, it's fake. Just ignore it immediately and delete and block the person, yeah? Nice. We have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Sorry, our number. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So if you receive any of these requests and so on, now Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell is not sending out friend requests. So if you receive a friend request and you're seeing Dr. Mitchell's face and it's saying Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell or Prime Minister Keith Mitchell or anything like that, whatever it says, no matter you're seeing his face, it is fake. He is not sending out any friend requests. All right? So you all need to be careful because some people are still being caught in this thing. Some people are still sending money to these people. And I can't understand what going through. Anybody that sent it right now, you deserve what you get, Because for years we've been speaking about this thing. Let's go to the phone line. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Is that Mr. Scott?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I call in from Grenada.
Yes, sir.
I was listening to you on Friday concerning the fire and the old vehicles on the road.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear you say anything about the loud noise that we've been reporting in Grenada Valley, about the loud music noise. And it's really terrible. The police and them came many, many times, and it's still gone back the same way. We asking the person in authority if they could do something about it.
Okay.
The noise is terrible, and they play this noise anytime they want, like anytime.
In Grenada Valley?
We report many times. Inspector Antoine send people up to talk to the people and them who making the noise, and they gone back doing the same thing. Another problem I have, it have 2 container truck Charlie park in front by the breweries there. I think this is dangerous. It's really dangerous to have this container Charlie parking close to the road there. When pedestrians pass and they have to wait until the vehicle pass. I mean, it's really dangerous. So I want to thank you again for listening to me.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, then have a nice day.
Okay, no problem. Right. But I did mention as well on Friday what the law was in relation to that. And the thing is that the police can seize your sound system. That's the law. If you've been warned to keep your music at a reasonable level that it is not causing discomfort to the neighbors. Now, number one, you cannot play music on an amplified system without the permission of the police, especially during the carnival season. Right now is within the season that you have to apply to Spice Mass. Even if it's a birthday party you're having home and you're using an amplified sound system, so like you have a DJ system come and set up with all kind of amplifier and big speakers and so, if it's that, once you're doing that, you have to apply to the Spice Mass Corporation or Royal Grenada Police Force to get permission to hold that activity. your permission can be withdrawn if you do not keep within the parameters of what has been outlined in the letter. If you are playing it without permission, your equipment can be seized. If you are constantly causing an annoyance to your neighbors through the use of your boombox and your big speaker and you're putting it outside and you're causing annoyance to your neighbors, what can happen is that the police can seize your equipment. They can come and actually take it. And you can't really do anything about that. They can come and take it. Alright? That's part of the law as well. But again, some people, sometimes they have to pay to learn. So sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. As we said, enforcement. Like some people calling for enforcement of a lot of things. When it's enforced, nobody can cry, yeah?
All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, we don't have to live like peace. No. All we want is unity and peace. Hey, in the party, we don't have to live like peace. No. That's right.
So again, folks, I was just telling you to do not accept, there's no United Nations grant fund. And these people are really, I don't want to say smart because I think they're actually dunce. But they are really tricky in how they're doing their thing. They will actually print a check. They do a check. And I mean, come on, man, if you know checks, you know that what you see these people and them do is a fake. So they do something looking like a check and they send a picture of that to you and say, look, we already have your check here, but we cannot send the check to you unless you send this payment. Dum. If a person giving you $50,000, how come they need you to send $700 to send the $50 for you? Why they can't just deduct that as when you go to the credit union and you take a loan? Yes, there is a fee for doing the loan. But the credit union might tell you, do you want to pay it or should we deduct it from the loan? Yeah? And that's what Ariza does do. And that's what Grenville Credit Union does do. And that's what the banks like Cooperative Bank and so does do. They tell you the loan fees might be, let's say, $300-400 according to the amount you're taking. And they would say, are you going to pay it? Or do we just deduct that from the amount that you're borrowing? So why that could happen here in Grenada, but outside of Grenada, the people that all of a sudden want to give you money without any form of security, and everybody that's hearing this, you need to talk to somebody because these people are still catching people here in Grenada. I couldn't believe it. That we still have people here that fall in for this thing. Do not accept any friend request that you see coming from no government minister sending out friend requests right now. Let me make it clear. No government ministers are sending out friend requests because nearly all of them are account full anyway. So they're not sending out friend requests. No matter how much pictures you see there that trying to make you think it's them that there, it's not them. That's not their account. Yeah, I know all of the ministers' accounts. Yeah, and that's not them. Yeah, all 15. I know all of them accounts. And that's not them. But there are people that are creating fake accounts in the names of these ministers and they're getting good money doing it. Yeah. Because remember, if they catch 3 people a week to send $700 US to them, $2,100 US in 1 week to somebody in some part of Ghana or Nigeria, that's a lot of money. But imagine, that's just in Grenada. So if they catch 3 people to send $700 for them for 1 week, and then remember 4 weeks in a month. Yeah? And then remember other countries that they probably have this thing going on in. They don't even need 3 from Grenada. They just need 4. 1 a week to send them $700 US. And they make you send it over a period of time. You send a little $150. And then they say, well, oh, we forgot to tell you about this thing. You need to send a further $200. And as long as they realize they get you to send the first money and they can continue to have you sending money, They may even make you send more than 700. Yeah, as long as they have you on the line and they have you biting and they realize that you start to send money and they start to send money. You haven't applied to any program but somebody tell you you qualify. Or anytime you see the stupid statement starting up a conversation, hey, have you heard about the United Nations grant? I get mines, you ain't get yours yet? Just delete the person one time. Delete them. Because in some other instances, many people's accounts have been compromised. So they've been taking over friends of yours, accounts, and then using those accounts to attack you. Because unfortunately, some people don't realize how easy it is to guess their password. You want to put your child's name as your password. All of you with your child name as your password, go and change it now. Yeah. Together with the child date of birth. Go and change it now. Because anybody that going through your profile and see your child's name and see your child date of birth basically have your password. Or your date of birth. And your name. Or your middle name. They ain't fooling anybody. They're just going to guess it. And they have all the time in the world to sit down and guess your password. Yeah? So get something more confusing as your password, right? That only you go know. That you doesn't talk about. Right? Make sure and get that. But there are several people who continue to lose money here. And again, let me commend the staff at Western Union, and MoneyGram. I need to commend the staff at both locations who have been trying their very best to stop some of you from sending the money. And some of you just ain't listening. Yeah? Some of you just ain't listening. They're telling you all. They see you going to send some money. They ask you, do you know this person that you're sending the money to? And in their mind, they're watching, what do them? They just want to stop me from getting my blessing. That my blessing, they're trying to keep me back from there. They're trying to stop me from getting our money. They're not trying to stop you from getting our money. They're trying to stop you from losing our money. It's the kind of attitude some people go and display to these people at Western Union and MoneyGram when they are trying to help you. And I think the last time I was at Western Union, which was quite a while ago, I doesn't have no money coming in or going out. Anyhow, they had up a sign that was actually telling you, asking you if you know the person that you're going to send that money to. You don't know the person. Sometimes, in one or two instances, they've actually called people, talk to you on the phone. Yeah, they're talking to you on the phone. You can't tell he's not a Grenadian. How come Dr. Mitchell have an African doing nothing for him? Last time, one of them added me. I see Dr. Keith Mitchell added me. So hey, Doc added me. Nice. Let me play with this one. So I added them. And when I added them, they said, hi, how you doing? And so I said, well, I'm okay, sir. Are you still in Africa? They said, yes. I know I just talked to Dr. Mitchell and in Grenada. They said, yes, we're still in Africa, but I have a problem. I've lost all my money. That's what they're writing to me, you know. They lost all their money. And as such, they need me to do them a favor and send some money for them. And as soon as they come back, Dr. Mitchell, you know, as soon as he come back to Grenada, he will give me back my money. Well, it's what I didn't tell that person, eh? Is what I didn't tell that person. So please, those do not accept any friend requests. And please let all your friends and family know so. Do not accept any friend requests from any one of the MPs here in Grenada. None. None of them are sending out friend requests. None of them are associated with any United Nations grant. And any of you that's on the way right now on a bus to go to Western Union or MoneyGram to send money to these people, drop. Yeah, don't go and send it. Alright? Unless you know the person is a family member, so you know the person personally, you have spoken, even if it's a family member, somebody could have hacked their account. So unless you speak with them and know for a fact it is them, do not go sending any money to people. Alright? Nice. 4407377, that's 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of today's program. We have roughly Just about 8 minutes remaining, about 8 minutes remaining on today's program. I'm going to touch a piece of Talpri for 2018, man.
Well, as I enter this session, man, ready to perform. Drinks in me left and making me right hand.
Yeah, they leave me alone today. Folks, remember, we've got to keep our communities clean. Again, you have dengue fever making a little pass through the region again, huh? And for those of you, let me describe some of how dengue fever does make you feel, huh? Pretty much like somebody take a hammer, put you lie down on a table, a stiff table, and beating you in your joints with the hammer. That's how dengue fever does feel. Like they take a cricket bat and beat you under your feet.
Some make a little jump and them ready to quit. Nobody jump if you know you can do it.
And your head usually feels like it's about to explode.
Watch this.
And that's along with the fever. And the fact that you start bleeding through your eyes and different things if you start to hemorrhage. Yeah, that's why it's called dengue hemorrhagic fever. Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
I just a little story I want to explain to you. I don't know if you could help.
Go right ahead.
Okay. Yes, we have in our home an overseas phone, but a phone from Canada. And there is this number that keeps calling the phone, 416-222-8282, and saying all the time that they're calling from some school board in Canada, Catholic school board, and and my daughter is missing in school. So if I want to is absent from school today. So if I know about it, press 1. If I this, press. Well, the first time they said it, I got really scared because I have a young granddaughter over there. And we call all about the child was in school and everything, so that was... But I keep calling here, my number here, and saying this thing over and over. It's continuing like it's a routine. They're just calling and saying that.
It's a scam.
And that's not true.
But it's a scam.
I don't know what to do.
Do you have actually have a child in school in Canada?
A grandchild, yes.
I think it's a scam.
I think so too.
I think it's a scam. That's another one they have. In fact, it's been fixed now by the companies, but there was another one where they would actually call your phone, your mobile phone, and when they call your mobile phone and you answer, these people are actually able to thief your credit that way, you know.
Okay.
But the mobile companies fixed it. A lot of people started complaining. At the beginning, the companies didn't care because they were making money, so they didn't care. When somebody take your money off your phone, you had to put more, so they were making money.
Right.
But people kicked up a storm about it internationally, and they had to fix that problem. But they have others now where they're calling, and then if you take the bait, it becomes, oh, you have to pay this fee, or you have to pay that fee, you have to do this, you have to do that.
Okay.
So I think it's some sort of thing like that.
Scam. Because they've been calling over all that I do. Sometimes I don't answer the phone. So, and the good thing about it is my phone here, it's an ACN phone, and you can see the number. They tell you who is calling and where they're calling from. So now I could just kind of...
It's annoying though. It's an automatic call, you say?
Well, I think so, because
I can't
believe I try to cut them off and say you're lying too much.
Let me see this now. It's a the person who your voice you're hearing, is there an accent to it? Is it a Canadian voice, or is it?
Yes.
It's a Canadian voice. Here's what. The number that's been calling you, you should actually try to call it back, just in case that they have a number there that is close to the one that you have, and it's a mistake, and they're continually calling you for someone else. It could happen. There could just be one digit mistake. Instead of pressing a 9, you see a 7, according to how people write or something. So it could be a case like that as well. So what I would suggest...
I don't even believe that, because my sister over there, I gave her the number, and she called the school board that they're saying they're calling from. And the school board asked, what's the extension? And I said, they don't give any extensions. the school board, the Catholic school board. It must be different Catholic schools, so you must get an extension to know where they're calling from.
Mm-hmm.
But no extension, we don't know. So that's why I think it's a scam. And I don't know what to do, how to stop them.
Your sister should report it then to the Canadian police.
I told her that,
Let her report the number to the Canadian police, and their cyber unit of the Royal Canadian Mounted will deal with it.
All right.
All right. Tell her report it to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police cyber unit, and they will deal with that.
Okay.
All right. No problem, my dear.
Thank you.
Yeah, and they're pretty good, huh? The Royal Canadian Mounted Police cyber unit. Yeah, they're pretty good. We have a caller online. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Brother Sheldon.
Hi.
You don't want to talk to me, it seems so, how much time you're telling me, call me after the program and I just ain't getting you.
Well, sometimes somebody beat you to it. Sometimes somebody beat you to it. Sometimes somebody beat you to it.
I tell you one back in boot, I can't get you to talk to.
I show you see my name on no ballot.
I know you don't be busy, I know you don't be busy, but it's something important that I tell you. I could call you back after?
Yeah, somebody had to call me back as well, but call me. I'm here.
Call you?
Yeah.
After the program,
I'm here.
Give me a time.
Next 10 minutes.
All right then. All right.
By that time, I should finish wrapping up everything in here.
Yes. All right.
All right. No problem.
Thanks.
Yes, indeed. Yes, folks. So that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been a wonderful one being here with you. Remember to keep your communities clean. Yeah, whether it's your place of work, your place of business, your place of work and your place of business, it's kind of the same thing. But your place of work, your place of business, whether it is your home, your community center, your basketball court in your community, wherever it is, keep your area clean. Yeah, keep your areas clean. Dengue hemorrhagic fever, it is making a return. Well, it never really leaves the region, but it kind of going up to the level right now where it is, of serious concern. And as I said, it usually feels like somebody take a hammer and beating your joints around your body. Your temperature goes up. You can start bleeding. You might see blood in your urine and other bodily fluids, and so might even bleed through your eyeball and all, because the fever gets that high, and so you can hemorrhage. Yeah, and your head feels like somebody beating you with a hammer in it as well. All right? Yeah, your eyeballs feel like they're falling out. All those kind of things. So you need to be extremely careful. Yeah? Don't wait until people have to tell you clean the area. Keep your areas clean. Folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you. My name is Sheldon Scott. I am heading out of here. And remember, we are all conquerors. Nice, beautiful. In whatever you say, whatever you do, do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and not about you. Love each and every one of you.
You're listening to Hard Talk Grenada via
5 locations have been selected and work has begun on the construction of Phase 2 of the Chinese low-income housing project. Ministry officials took a recent tour of the various sites, and reports are they are pleased with the progress of work. Delroy Louison has more.
When government said that work will begin soon on the second phase of the Chinese low-income housing project, it meant every word. As you can see evidently behind me, right here in Diamond in St. Mark, work has begun for the foundation of the project. In approximately 3 years, Grenadians needing housing will benefit from affordable shelter when the second phase of the Grenada China low-income housing project is completed. 5 sites are presently being prepared for the erection of 647 housing units. These sites are located at Corinth in St. David, the Villa in St. Patrick, Diamond in St. Mark, Bouchejo in St. George, and Dumfries on the Sister Isle Carriacou. These new sites will add to the already existing ones that are now inhabited by Grenadians in Frequenté Grand Anse, Subi St. Andrew, and Mungay in St. George. The Grenada China low-income housing project is being constructed by the Beijing Construction Engineering Group, whose full team is expected on island later this year. In the meantime, accommodation is being prepared for the Chinese team.
About 100 persons live here.
他们大概都什么时候到？
我们要陆续的来，大概得到今年年底吧。
They will not come in one time. Maybe some will come first and some will come later. And I think until the end of this year, all the people will arrive here.
In December last year, representatives from both China and Grenada signed a memorandum of understanding for the second phase of the project. The construction of these houses is part of the Human Settlement Program of the Government of Grenada through the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, as the Keith Mitchell regime seeks to improve the housing conditions of low-income households on a sustainable basis. It is also part of the overall Grenada Housing Improvement Scheme, which is implemented by that ministry.
Thousands of people, men, women and child, will benefit directly from this development. Hundreds of people will find jobs on the various sites for the next 3 years. So we'll have local people finding jobs as part of the agreement on those different sites.
The Housing Ministry recently visited the sites and saw that foundation work is well on its way. Civil engineer in the Ministry of Works and project manager of the project, Nigel Noel, gives us an overview of the preliminary work to be done on each site before the units are erected.
What we have here, this is building number 2, okay? Foundation for building number 2. So this is the form work that you see in here is to collect the binding portion of the foundation. So they're about to cast binding here. Now the binding is comprised of 200 psi concrete mix. So that's the actual strength that you expected to have here. The ground was compacted at 100 kPa. That's the design compaction that was done by the consulting company, right? And now we are here now to basically look at if we are ready for casting that binding.
I want to once again extend thanks to the People's Republic of China for coming to our assistance, for making this big impact, and for being in current.
That was Parliamentary Representative for the Parish of St. David, the Honourable Oliver Joseph. His constituency will receive 226 units, the highest number in the entire housing project. Both parliamentary representatives for St. Patrick East and West, the Honourable Anthony Boson and Pamela Moses, are grateful for having affordable housing come to the historic parish.
We are extremely happy in St. Patrick's today. This is well timed. We are in dire need of housing in St. Patrick's and all of Grenada. But having working with the people in St. Patrick's East, I want to say to you, Ambassador, that what you have done for our people will remain with us. You are changing lives of the people in St. Patrick's, and we are honored to partner with you in servicing the Grenadian people.
So I wish to place on record my appreciation and the appreciation of the people of St. Patrick, of the efforts of our Minister of Housing, the Honourable Delma Thomas, and the staff of the Ministry of Housing and Social Development for her unwavering support for this project. Let me tell you something. This project, the villa was supposed to be the third, what do you call it, not among the first, but the Minister and the Prime Minister had a discussion after I made a strategic intervention, and they both agreed that the villa should be upgraded and replaced among the first 2 projects to be implemented. So, Minister, I want to thank you for your intervention in this matter.
Apart from the strides being made with the project, what is also important to note is the friendly cooperation which both countries have developed.
I think between China and Grenada will be one team. Yeah, we must have good cooperation and work together and also have a good relationship between the two countries.
Reporting from the Chinese Low-Income Housing Project here at Diamond in St. Mark, I'm Delroy Luzon for State of Affairs.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.